What's the weirdest compliment you've ever been given? That I'm like a piece of furniture. Don't do much but you notice when I'm not there. Because you're so fucking great. I had pink eye and the nurse was looking into the non-infected eye. You have beautiful retinas. Thank you. My 4-year-old son told me I smelled like music. When I asked what kind of music, he said music you dance to. Still the best compliment I have received to date. My friends and I were talking about what kind of potatoes we'd be. One of my best friends told me you'd be a loaded baked potato. People pay extra for that gooch. I certify that as 100% smooth and there is no way in hell I could come up with that on the spot. It took me a couple decades to realize guys like you are the best. Thanks, Gran. A co-worker once told me that I was a cross between Han Solo and Dr. Bunsen Honeydew from the Muppets. This was in 1998 and I still can't stop thinking about it. Was that supposed to be a compliment? An insult? The worst part is that he was pretty accurate. Actually, not gonna lie, if someone told me I looked like a cross between Han Solo and Dr. Honeydew, I'd be so proud. Well, I would at least take the Han Solo part as a compliment. Someone told me my eyes were upside down. Not sure what that means or if it was even a compliment. They seemed friendly. This one made me laugh. What does it mean? No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. You look comfortable. Not as in I look relaxed. She meant I looked comfortable to rest, lean or lay on. At first I asked if she was politely saying I was fat. She explained that I had a look about me of being someone who would comfortable to cuddle with and not hog space or covers. I took it as a compliment. I hope it was. This was a stranger I was having a conversation with during the morning train commute maybe 3 years ago. Came from out of the blue, as well. Did you get her number? Nope. I'm kinda dumb like that. I was too busy analyzing the comment to act on anything. That I've the most beautiful eyebrows. Were even asking if I pluck them or what routine I had. BTW. I'm a guy, but NGL. I felt fabulous days after. Random stranger while I was on a run. Nice neck. I'm not saying I believe in vampires, but I made sure my windows were all locked that night. If you don't invite a vampire in, they can't enter, right? The very same reason you shouldn't have a welcome mat. The vampire, disappointed at finding your windows locked, cursed and muttered to himself, better luck next time. A teacher in high school told me several times that I had a perfectly shaped head. A couple with a newborn daughter asked me how my parents set me down to sleep when I was a baby. They wanted to know how my head could be shaped so perfectly. Freshman year phrenology class. Good times. I truly cannot believe this is my most upvoted comment. And it's not even close. Thanks for the karma and gilding though. You have the most Baltic forehead slope I've ever seen. You are so tan. How did you get so tan? I'm Indian. Alright then. Keep your secrets. Reminds me of when an Italian PM Silvio Berlusconi once complimented an African priest on his tan after visiting an earthquake-struck town. You look like you're good with your elbows, said by a 50-plus-year-old man biking by. He then swung back around telling me I should try out for the local roller derby team. This sounds like a dad directing women to his newly out daughter's roller derby team. My baby girl is gonna be drowning in PSY if I have anything to say about it. With the right makeup you'd make a really good looking girl. I'm a guy BTW. You could be a part-time model, spending part of your time modeling, and part of your time next to me. The pizza who pierced my ears back in August told me my ears were perfect and to call her if anyone said otherwise and she would fight them for me. I bet she says that to all the ears. During an internal ultrasound I once got told I have beautiful fallopian tubes. I've been riding that high for years. During pelvic floor PT they have the ultrasound on so you can see that you're doing the exercises correctly. When you do it correctly your cervix curls up a bit and looks like it's smiling. My PT said, look at that happy little cervix. Now whenever I do my Kegels, I picture my smiling little cervix. LMAO who killed me with that little face at the end. From a teacher, you're like a barbed wire fence. Maybe something gets past you, but it leaves tattered pieces behind. I'm not very attentive, but somehow I manage to pick up info I need and use it appropriately. Wow, you're stronger than my dad, my GF. The first time I picked her up. That's not weird dude. My father used to pick me up every time in a fun way and now I miss it. So it may be like that. My world changed forever the day I realized that I could pick up my dad. I work retail and was told this by a customer. You're so nice. You must have been bullied in high school. Fair though. Jesus. My top rated comment is probably my lowest effort. She wasn't wrong. Your freckles are so sexy. They remind me of my sister. Freckles are sexy. His sister has freckles. Both of those are normal statements. Sexy freckles remind him of his sister. Now that's messed up. You remind me of a swan. Large, white and a psychopathic attitude. 50% chance it'll either attack you or try to F you. You look ominous. The mailman said to me while I sat on the curb reading Time magazine waiting outside my apartment for the mail to arrive. A lot of people try very hard to look ominous and can't do it. I was a pale 6 foot tall, 130 pound white guy in a t-shirt and shorts. People need to try harder. When I went to the doctor they were training a nurse. They were about to draw my blood and the older one poked at my veins. She said I had nice bouncy veins. So they're easy to see and draw blood from. Bouncy veins are awesome. If you're in the medical field you would know. I have very vascular forearms and I feel so tickled every time nurses look at my arm and go ooh nice veins. It's like I'm helping them have an easier part of their day without having to really do anything. I even had a couple of nurses playfully argue who would get to poke me when I was giving blood. You'd look great in an off-shoulder dress. I'm a guy, but if I ever want to start wearing dresses, I know I'll choose off-shoulder ones. They meant to say you have ice clavicles. Way to give the guy the cold shoulder. One evening about 12 years ago I was on a bus headed down to the financial district in New York City. I can't remember why we were on a bus instead of taking the subway, as I rarely took buses over the subway. Anyway, there wasn't many people in the bus and every passenger was able to sit in a seat. Directly across from where I was sitting was an elderly Asian woman. She sat there smiling at me for a couple minutes. I wasn't sure if she was smiling at me or just in my direction, so I just smiled back at her. When we reached a stop, she came up to me and said, "You are even more beautiful than Meryl Streep." I was so flattered but also tickled. Meryl Streep is a good 35 years older than me. I never thought of her as a beautiful woman, but that didn't matter because someone did, and they thought I was beautiful too. Considering they were an old lady, they may have thought of a younger Meryl Streep lol. Meryl Streep was young once and she was a cutie. I, an 18-year-old male at the time, was catcalled while walking up the street. The assailant screamed, "You have very good posture, lol. I think you made some physiotherapist very proud that day. You speak very good English." From a native English speaker to me. I'm from Connecticut. I better speak English well. A woman I was talking to in my dad's shop thought I was not me but my sister. When I tried to correct her that I am me, she told me, "No, you are not. Insta, my name is fat and has short hair. She is not beautiful like you." Like, WTF lady. I went to my 25th high school reunion and a woman I knew then didn't recognize me. When I told her my name she said, "Oh my gosh, you're so handsome now." Goddamn. That happened to me too. The most popular girl in my class, she took a good long look and said, "Pastor, is that you?" But not in a BY way, more in a dumb way. We ended up having a really cool convo. I didn't read your username right away, so my mind immediately was like, what gets you the nickname of Pastor? Long story short, I fabricated 3 scenarios, but my favorite is the Italian mobster that kills people with various types of noodles in creative ways then leaves a signature pasta noodle. You finally look like a human being. It happens every time I get a haircut lol. My girlfriend was about to tell the lady cutting my hair make him human but ended up not saying that. Eventually the hair lady ended up saying something along the lines of, "You seem so nice." I had one lady tell me to make her boyfriend human again. Like, what the heck, am I right? It was a Crowd Australia Day celebration in the city. She was getting a bit out of control and everyone had way too much to drink. I tried to walk quietly by a bunch of fairly aggressive troublemakers, without attracting attention. One of them shouts out, "Hey everyone, look at that guy. He looks awesome. I want my children to look like him." Well, they wouldn't be his children anymore. Some random cute girl in town told me I was a boomting while I was waiting at the bus stop after school. I assumed it was an insult at the time. It was only days later that I discovered that she was calling me hot. Not being up to date with slang can suck big time, it would seem. Can confirm. Was told my outfit was on fleek and got super offended. Your penis is harder than old chicken. If a girl told me this, I'd really start doubting if that's a compliment or insult. I'd take it as a compliment. Nice nips. Cupcake. I read this in Soldiers. From TF2. Voice. Your eyes alone are worth 2,000 camels for your hand in marriage. Vacation to Egypt. That's an elite level of compliment. They don't F about with the camels, right? My sister got an offering of 1,000 camels for her having blonde hair and blue eyes. Wish we'd taken the camels now, in all honesty. Well, I mean, you do. Username checks out. You know the definition of the word wholesome? You are my new definition for that. Something along those lines. Kinda of weird, but man did it feel good to get it. I couldn't stop smiling. Every time I see her, my gynecologist always says you have such a cute little cervix. I've had a BF blushingly tell me I have a really cute butthole. Don't make it weird. So I got that going for me. My gynecologist said my cervix was angry. Lol. Mine is elusive. My gynecologist once told me, beautiful cervix. When I stared at her confused, she quickly clarified with healthy. You look like an anime character. Wow. Thanks. That's a great compliment. Yeah, like that show Hellsing, with all the vampires. You're so sexy. You reminded me of my mum. Hamlet has joined the chat. You look gay today by one of my great nan's friends. She had meant happy, but it made me laugh so hard I choked on my drink. Thought she had excellent gaydar. Turns out she just thought I looked happy. Reminds me of when I was 13 and going on a river trip with family friends. The mother asked if I packed thongs. I was like, what now? She meant flip-flops. I'm petite, so there was one time somebody told me that I must be easy to maneuver. Not sure if that is a compliment. Run. Your butt is really toned. Like buns of steel, bro. That was from my older cousin a few years ago when she randomly slapped my A thinking I was her boyfriend walking out of the kitchen. Still kinda creeps me out. She did apologize after she realized her mistake, but her compliment right after made it way weirder. One of my first days at a new job, I hear a coworker telling another coworker, I mean this as a compliment, you the real gongazla. Looks like she collects dead animals in jars. Still my favorite compliment. A drunk woman at the bar was all over me. She was especially entranced by my elbows. She said I had really strong elbows and they were so sexy. She eventually asked if she could lick them. While weird, I allowed her. Pre-COVID people don't worry. Nope, still worried. What? All she wanted to do was lick his weenus. My sister's friend told me I had the sense of humor of an old man on his deathbed who was upset because he couldn't find his ex-wife to tell her to FCK off one last time. It wasn't really a weird compliment. Just a really weird delivery. This girl came up to me and told me to look straight forward. Stared into one of my eyes for like 2 minutes and said nice. She was just judging your very soul. No worries. HMN. Likes cheese. Few murder tendencies. Nice. And yes, liking cheese is carved deep in your soul. I've been told that I have exceptionally smooth balls. Like 2 hard-boiled eggs in a balloon full of downy fabric softener. Gee. Thanks doc. But anyway, you were checking for lumps, right, fellas? Is it gay to compliment a patient's balls? Why are you so tall? I am an average height person. You must have been invited to this conference because you're so pretty. At a particle physics conference organized by my alma mater, which invited a few alumni, said to me by a physics Nobel laureate. Thanks dude. Stay classy. Someone told me that they liked talking to me because I made them use their whole brain. I dunno. It's weird, but it was nice to hear. What do you mean by that? The stuff you say is so stupid I have to think really hard about what it means. Oh, I would absolutely love that compliment. I like talking to you because you make me use my whole brain. I'd kill my grown children if I could go back in time and make a new set with you, old lady buying cigarette. Dude, WTF. Went on a blind date with this guy who's a friend of a friend. He spent the night mostly talking about how nice my top made my boobs look. Yeah, that was the first and last time I saw him. Can't say that I blame you. Who wants to date someone who's that into fashion? Damn girl, you ain't just the meal, youse the whole damn buffet. Damn. Yeah, they fat. What are your pronouns? My buddies used to tell me my girlfriend gives the best head. It's true, she does.